What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SwiftCoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 28th of May today, and here we are sitting at about 1.4 cents, 4 hours, 4 days, 8 hours left in this week here, 3 days, probably closer to like 3 days and 7 hours left in the month here. Looking at this on a daily time frame, we are still consolidating well within our range here. Not really doing too much. We are shaving the base of this kind of local area here with descending highs, so I do assume that that means we're going to go down. The rest of the market looks like it wants to go down. Bitcoin and various cryptos look like they're wanting to go down, so I expect SwiftCoin to follow suit with that. I don't think anything dramatic is going to happen, but it is possible, very possible, that we do return to the low ends of this range here. Something at about 1.25 cents. That's what I would expect to happen. If not lower, it is possible, you get a fake out, some kind of lower low than all these lows, scares people out. Really, all you're doing is you're just finding support at prior resistance back here. You know what I mean? Get something like that to happen, scare people out, shake out the weak hands, and then you probably recover in a very, very short amount of time. It really wouldn't surprise me if this drop, it took place at like a high velocity, and then we recover just as fast, you know what I mean, going into next week and going into the beginning of June. I think that we will break out of this and see some upside. But first, I think we'll go down. Let's see if we can confirm that on the 1 hour time frame here. So looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour RSI does look bearish. It absolutely does. Being oversold here. Bouncing off the oversold zone is a good look, so you'll probably bounce at least a little bit from here. I wouldn't be surprised. Hold on now. Okay. I was like, I thought it looked like it was shaving, but then on the 1 hour, it looks like it just dropped, so I was a little confused. You probably do pull back up. I would assume that you go back up to about 1.42 cents, maybe even 1.425, something around there. Nothing too dramatic. You go back up, find resistance at your 50, and then continue to move down, right? That's the expectation here. So don't be surprised. By the time most of you watch this video, you might be up a little bit from 1.4 cents here, but I do believe that you're going to go lower nonetheless, okay? 4 hour time frame here. Looking at this, that's a pretty pronounced drop. 3 hours, 39 minutes left. So yeah, maybe this candle, you go up a little bit and then you come down. You'll have some kind of like neutral green candle with a big wick to the upside. That's kind of what I'm expecting out of this 4 hour. And the rest of the day, you'll spend moving down, probably going down to that lower end area at about 1.25 cents, 1.27 cents, somewhere in that area, if not lower. And if you are to go lower, I would think that either 1.2 cents holds or 1 point. Let's see. What would be an appropriate area, actually? Let's go. Let's look at this here. Hold on. Low to high. I mean, if you break through 1.2 cents, the odds of going down to 1.08 cents are very high. It's very, very high. So it's very possible that you can come down to the golden ratio here, find support, and then continue to move up. Maybe you are in some kind of larger downward sloping channel like this. But at this point in time, I am anticipating that you find support at the 0.5. So 1.22 cents is the call. That's where I think you're going to go. Likely by the end of this week, if not early next week, maybe over the weekend, who knows. And then June will start to recover. We'll begin to recover and breaking out of this. The first week of June, the second week of June, whatever. It's going to be fantastic. When SwiftCoin does move to the upside, now that we've talked about the downside, let's talk about the upside. High here, right at the 1st of February there. High to low here. The expectation by the end of June, if not, at this point I'm thinking sometime in July. Some point in July, we would expect to see SwiftCoin at a minimum of about a 10x, 10.5x from here, to a maximum of about a 16x, maybe even a 21x from here. I'm anticipating that we do see a 20 cent or higher SwiftCoin. I really do think that this thing's got legs on it. I think it's going to run. But you just got a little bit lower to go first, right? And that's fine if you do. 1.1. Maybe we do, even if we do go below here, maybe we don't go to the overall golden ratio. Low to high here. The golden ratio is right there, but just above it is this 236. That 236 is pretty significant. I would even argue it's more significant than the golden ratio because it's on a more significant kind of basis. 1.15 cents might find support there if you were to just see a fake out below these lows. I was looking for a target that would make sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. But at this point in time, guys, I am curious to see if SwiftCoin will see 20 cents or more. I know that we've got a little race going on between Onyx Coin and SwiftCoin. Who's going to get to 20 cents first? But at this point in time, I am a little bit curious to see if you even do make it above 15 cents. Even then, that's still a 10x from here. It's still phenomenal growth. And if you do get above 15 cents, you will you will at a minimum see a 24-cent price, which is from here, that'd be a 17x. So let alone if it goes lower. So there's still immaculate growth potential for SwiftCoin by the end of July, by the end of June, whatever the time frame is. Let alone by the end of this cycle, I think that you'll be astronomically higher than that even, right? We'll see SwiftCoin at multiple dollars in price by the end of this cycle. Probably something that is above $2 is my expectation, but I think I've said everything that I need to say, man. I don't know. There's really not much else to say. We've been moving sideways for a while. We're pretty boring. We're probably going to go to the downside. Moments like this get me a little bit depressed, a little discouraged, but at the same time, it's moments like this that sometimes can surprise you. Whenever the whole market looks like it's about to dump, everybody thinks they're so smart, selling their cryptos and waiting to buy lower, boom, that's whenever it rips, you know what I mean? I'm not selling any of my cryptos for this exact reason. I do anticipate that the market's about to take a little bit of a dumperoo here, but we probably do recover in a very short amount of time, and in case I'm wrong, I'm holding my cryptos because if I am wrong, we might just pump so hard that we go back in time. That's not what I meant to draw. There we go, something like that. But I have high aspirations for SwiftCoin, something around 14 to 15 cents at a minimum by the end of June, early July, if not 23 cents to 29 cents. If I remember that that's the target area. Let's see, high to low. 24 to 29.5 cents. Yeah, still is a good target to consider. But just also accept that we very well could stop at 14.6 cents, okay? If you break above the golden ratio, this line here is what keeps you from this zone. So if you break above that, we see a 15-cent price or higher, there's nothing stopping you from here, okay? So we'll know. We'll definitely know. If it's like the end of June and we're up here, it's very possible that we keep pushing into July and that we go up here. So don't get discouraged even if we are only here by the end of June, you know what I mean? We got a lot of room to grow. It's going to happen in a very short amount of time. I'm very excited for SwiftCoin, but just at the current moment, I think this is going to go down a little bit, and that's okay. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It's a good time to accumulate. It is not a good time to sell. Bye-bye.